how do you, you'll get to know who I am by this expression. I would consider the graffiti as a yes if they paint something. Are you there?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I lost the camera. I lost your camera.
All right.
But when it comes to draw in the property of somebody else who has painted his house or who has painted a mural, a white wall, and they scribble it, I don't think it's art, honestly.
So, so what, I mean, you're talking about a private property, right? What
Yeah.
if this happens to be a public property, like a park, or like yeah, like a public property? Do you
Okay.
ever consider art in this case?
I do, and I have seen it. In fact, I saw one in New York in Central Park, and it was amazing. Honestly, it was amazing. For example, for me, a graffiti would be the ones that are in downtown. I'm pointing that way because downtown for me is that way.
All right.
Um, and the ones that they are more, instead of being like a graffiti, they are more like a mural, and they are paint an entire building with like I don't know, like a modern painting. Those are the ones that I say they are awesome.
I mean, they are awesome, of course, but what if we are actually just checking on the surface that they are doing so, whether it would be a private or a public space? Not properly
Then
talking about if this is good or not, but where they are doing that thing.
oh, in that part I do not agree. I do not agree at all because um let's make it this way. Where what I'm looking behind you is your house or your parents' house?
Is my girlfriend's house.
Your girlfriend's house.
Yeah,
Perfect. So
my girlfriend's
it's
spot.
it's
Yeah.
it's this way. Look, your girlfriend in a future, God willing, will be your wife. Will be this. You see, let me show you. She'll be
Sure,
this.
sure thing.
Angelica is
Sounds
my
good.
wife. Okay.
All right.
And let's think that that yellow wall, a thief, that's my opinion, a thief called Jaime comes and paints, you are, and they write rude words. Okay, you are,
All right.
and I'm not going to mention it. What would you say as a boyfriend and a future husband if you consider marrying her?
I mean, I would be afraid because somebody just broke into my house or into my girlfriend's house and just do that bad thing. You know,
There you go.
I'll be hella scared.
You see, there you go. You already said it. You would be, your guts would be coming out. So
Oh, sure.
now, this is the other thing. Now let me get serious. Yeah, right. But the thing is this: I attend a Christian church, and once in a while they paint the walls of that church. So my question is, why do they do that? Because the thing is this. Here goes my question. Are you Catholic?
Yeah, yeah.
Praise the Lord, because I was a missionary in a Muslim country. Okay,
All right.
I went as a mission in a mission trip to a Muslim nation, and you can't even talk about Catholics or Christians, nothing, not even Jesus, nothing, not even God, because they don't believe in God, they believe in Allah. Okay,
All
just
right.
like that. And picture it this way: I'm outside of your girlfriend's house, and I go and I scribble. This is my cell phone, but I scribble all the front of your house talking about belief. You see what I say? So that's as you say, that scares us. That is
Yeah.
scary. Now, how in the world did this guy break into your girlfriend's house and scribble the painting, the wall that is right behind you? Or scribble, instead of the t-shirt you see behind me that I am hanging there, scribble that. Just a moment, because my cable is long enough, I can show it to you. It's like this. I'll take it away. I'll take these shirts off, and instead of watching a closet, you get to watch something painted there. I would say it's a thief. You see, no jacket at all. Now there you go. You see, and
All
if
right.
nothing is there, if nothing is there, but instead of that, there's a graffiti, I would be very upset.
You'll be
Now,
very upset. Sure.
going moving forward, if I pay security and the guard doesn't take care or watch out, the watchman, because that's where the word watchman comes from.
Yeah, the Colombian word watchman comes from.
Exactly. The watchman doesn't even watch that part of my closet is not being painted. I would be angry, really angry, because I'm paying a lot of money for
So
security.
so so what if that person just draws like an amazing picture right there?
In that case, I would write
That's better.
I would write my signature in the left part here in the left
I
part.
will get the credit for it, right?
Yeah, I'm going to sign it and I'm going to post it.
So same case. I mean, same scenario for you. What if I happen to break into your house and I just paint like a big time picture of God, and you might happen to like it? So what would you think about it? How would your reaction would be about after that situation?
I learned this when I was in Egypt. The thing is, mm, my freedom stops, and I'm going to do it this way. My freedom stops, and I'm going to set my hand covering the camera.
All right.
Stops where your freedom starts. You see, my freedom stops there. So, in other words, what I learned from the kids and the people that I was with in the United States, they said, "This is my space." You see, let me show you my hands. This is my space. And then they did this. This is your space. And they moved their hands like that. That's your space. You can do with your space whatever you want, but don't get in my space. You see where I'm going? So my point is this. I have to respect your space. And in the same way that I respect it, I expect to be respected.
All right, sure. That's about reciprocity and stuff, you know?
Exactly. Okay, I have a question. I know it's not nothing to do with
All right, go
graffiti.
ahead.
Okay, when are you going to
All right, go
Brazil
ahead.
or to United
Yeah,
States?
go ahead with your question. All right.
Did I lose you? Okay. When are you going to travel?
To the United States.
Yeah, I don't know. Brazil, United States, like tatis.
You know what? Like, I've been really dreaming to go to the United States, but last time I was rejected by the embassy because I was really young, and the ambassador told me, "All right, you're too young to be in my country. You might gonna be end up fleeing into my country, so you're not allowed. Access denied." So it was a really let down for me, and I was really heartbroken by that time. So all right, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting the line, and I know opportunity will come along right away. So
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm now 30, but I was 21 by that time.
Oh, okay. No,
I'm just waiting for the
because
situation to come up again.
because this is the funny part. I was in United States. I spent most likely like a year and a half there. Obviously, I paid the extension because I was in a missions organization, and uh, once in a while I called immigration and I asked them. I told them, "Look, I'm here and I'm doing this course, and I'm going to be here for just the time that the visa that I have the visa that's 6 months, and I'll be leaving after that." And they said, "As long as you don't stay longer, everything's okay." That's what they said in the United States. That way, yeah, United States that way because the window's that way. Okay, so the
But you're
thing.
always looking to the United States, right?
Oh, no, no, sorry, sorry. It's to you.
You're always looking in
Not,
that
not.
direction.
I'm not pointing at you. It's that way to the north. That way.
I
Yeah,
understand.
exactly.
You're always
That,
looking into that direction.
exactly. So when I came back and I requested the renewal of my visa, they said, no way, Jose. And I said, why? And they said, because you worked. And I said, what? I didn't work in the United States. I was in a missions trip. And they said, no, you worked. because where did you get the $9,000 that your training cost had a cost? And I said, the church supported me, and I received offerings. I never worked, honestly. But she said, the lady said, no, you worked, so your visa's denied. And I was thinking on my inside of me, I was going like, why do I want to go back to the United States for? Now, that's the part of the United States. But on the other part, I had the opportunity to see the drawings or the graffitis that were on the trains, and they were beautiful. Honestly, they were awesome. And they weren't just scribbling like they do here, but they were really, really, really state of art. They were
State
state
of
of art.
art.
But the thing
Word.
is, they painted it on the trains. You see? So if they paint it on the
All right.
trains, what's the point? The trains, they are washed once in a
Well,
while with chemicals, and obviously they all the painting falls off, and the wagons are left all already clean. So the thing is that if I see like this graffiti, once upon a time I read a graffiti that said, it said like this: praise God, finally I found a white wall where I can paint, I can write a graffiti. That's what they said. Obviously it was funny.
it was, yeah,
You see?
yeah,
So in that case, I would say it's something cool. And if it's more like an art, like the subject we're talking about, I would say it's really cool. Honestly, it's really, really cool. And in that case, I would accept it, and I like it, and I cherish, and I encourage, not cherish, but I encourage the people to do it, because they're doing what they like to do. They're doing art.
yeah. I think we have to. I mean, in that case, we really have to reflect and try to differentiate whether this is aesthetics, because most of the time these would be really aesthetic, a painting like this. But we also have to consider the thing of the surface itself in which those artists will be doing their task. Whether this is a private or a public, it doesn't matter. So we have to differentiate those lines.
Yeah,
Aesthetics comes in this part, and in this part comes the respect, the one that you are really talking about.
completely. I agree with completely with you. So back to the graffitis. Um, if I know how to do graffitis, that other part is excellent, honestly. But if I don't know how to draw, and I grab some paint and I scribble in your wall or your girlfriend's wall back right back behind you, saying that's a public wall. Mm, if I don't know how to do it, then what's the point of doing it? You see, I think
Yeah,
like that. That's what I think.
maybe because those who do that thing, they don't set the boundaries as to try to recognize where they're able to reach out, so they always consider themselves to be free to do whatever they want and act the way they are.
There you
So
go. You see? So, for example, now that you're 30, did you do military service?
no, I didn't go through military service.
Okay, neither police nor army.
None of the same, because I'm the only child. So
Ah, yeah, you're a lucky one. Okay,
I'm
this was my situation. I have an
oh,
older brother. Look, I'm going to do like this. These three fingers. Okay, here's my hand, and I'm going to do these three fingers. I have an older brother. I am the second one, and 10 years later, my sister was born. So here I am. I can't show you my position in the family because that's a rude expression. Okay.
right.
So the thing is this: I'm in my final year in high school, and I had the military. I had to solve my military situation, and they said you are good to go, and I didn't want to. but I had to. So I spent 1 year of my life in the army. A thing that I do remember from that service, military service, is to be respectful. Use Although they are rude inside of the institution and they treat each other in a rude way. Because I was in Santander. The thing is,
But
they
it was in
treat.
Colombia's military service, right?
Yeah. I almost went
Right.
to Sinai. I wanted to go to Sinai. I was 17 years old, and I was about to go to Israel, to Sinai, to Egypt, in the borderline, but I didn't have the chance to do it. Man, I didn't have the, how do you say that? The mechanical device that helps you to move things. You know what it means? Palanca.
The leverage.
Yeah, I know, but in English, that expression is not used. You see,
Ah, okay, okay,
I
okay.
didn't
I
have the
understand.
support. It sounds more beautiful in Spanish, palanca. Okay,
All right.
I know it's leverage, but
I
the
get what you are now
but I
referring
did
to when it comes
I,
to Palanca. Yeah.
when look, this is the funny part and the sad
So
part.
this is what we call rosca in Spanish, right? Rosca.
Exactly. There's where I was going.
I understand. I understand.
Okay, this is another way of graffiti. Look, this one, you don't have to paint a wall, but it's a different kind of graffiti. I'm about to take the test. I'm 40. I'm 46. In Today is for the 13th. In 7 days, 7 days, I'm going to be 47, man. I could be your
All
father.
right.
Okay,
Happy birthday, man.
thank you. Thank you. Because I'm not going to be around, nowhere around college. I'm going to go with my wife for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And where are you
Um,
going to?
we're going to Lago Sol. Here it is. Hold on. Here's the 20th. Let me see. April. Yeah, the 20th. Here is the
All
20th,
right.
the 2021, and the 22nd.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going out for the weekend with my wife. But okay, back to the graffiti part. They taught me in the army to respect. You see, we were talking about that. When I do not respect you as a person, different, without taking into account your beliefs or your credo or anything or your religion, nothing like that, but your home. Let's say your outside wall, the outside wall of your girlfriend's home. Besides, if it's her house or it's her parents' house.
I don't know. It's. I mean, it's somebody else's house. We're just paying rent for this part, for this spot.
Okay, perfect. But the thing is this: you're paying a rent, so you're paying a right to be there.
All right.
Okay. So the thing is this, and here comes a thief again, me, and overcomes your property and starts to scribble. Let's say this is a cream, beauty cream my wife has, and starts to scribble, I don't know, nasty things and rude things on your home, on your property. How would you feel? I would feel upset, and I would like
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
throw those thieves into jail.
Yeah. I'll feel disrespected. I'll feel like. I mean, many emotions will be going down, like right in my thoughts,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
for
Okay.
sure.
So now, what else can we talk about graffiti? I'm thinking about it. Uh, let's see. And the other part that I was thinking about the graffitis was the part that had to do with, um, can it be considered art if the person has the touch? You see, the touch. That's why I'm doing like that.
Yeah.
They have the touch, and
But but
what?
but let me tell you a thing. Let me tell you one thing. And this is pretty much what I was actually telling you like some minutes ago. That might be aesthetic, and the picture will be awesome, and you might consider this as art. But we are also including the part of respect, of being respectful when it comes to the position or the surface that we are doing so, right?
Right.
So if we directly go to aesthetics, definitely it will be art. For me, in my case, I would definitely consider this as art. But being respectful is such a different thing. So I stand my ground when it comes to this position.
Okay, so yeah, I would agree with you then that it's considered art. Okay, let's say it's art.
So my reaction would be, oh look at that picture that Jaime just draw. Oh, that is so amazing. Oh, that is
Yeah,
awesome. So
yeah.
so let's
And picture it this way, and your girlfriend and you bought like spent like 500,000 pesos to acquire the painting and the painter because you're not going to paint it exactly. No, neither your girlfriend because both are busy, and you're paying a person 300,000 pesos. You spend 200 more buying the painting and all the material and blah blah blah. And here comes Jaime and does that painting. I'm pointing at the picture, okay, at the picture you have behind you. How would you feel? You would feel upset. You would
of
want to
course,
kill me.
after appreciating your talent, I would definitely go crazy, and I would definitely flip out on you.
Yeah, you would look something like this, and you would go like after me. Where is it? You would go like this,
Like
and I'm going to
like
shoot you.
I would go ballistic on you like right away.
You see, we
Yeah,
both agree. You see,
but
we
the
just
picture, but the picture is still good. But the picture is still good.
okay. I can't see it very well. It's Jesus.
Oh yeah, it's Jesus right there on your right, I think. On the other right is Jesus Christ in the cross.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
and
in
I
the
think
left.
it's my girlfriend, the one who just hang that those pictures right in the wall.
Okay. So picture it that those two paintings are your girlfriend. They belong to your girlfriend and you. Okay. So the thing is this, and here comes Jaime and scribbles on the pictures. So I would be upset. I'm not going to say it because I know there's a word you can say. I would be pissed off, and that is
All right.
rude. That's really
Yeah.
rude. But I would really, 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 I would really be upset if somebody would come and paint the front of my house. Now, long story short, my parents went to work to Australia, and I grew up in Australia. He was 26 years old. Yeah, 1976. He was 25 years old, and my mom was 20. And they worked from 8 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock every single day. They built this house. This house where I am, they built it. And it was a big lot. And when they built this house, they made it into apartments. So they divided the house into apartments. Apartment in the third floor, apartment in the second floor, apartment in the first floor, and a public service outside. So the thing is, what would I think if somebody comes to paint the house or the walls of the house where I am living, that I will inherit one day? I would kill and eat of that dead person. You see? No, seriously.
Jesus.
Because it's in a given way, it's not mine yet. This is not my apartment yet, but I'm going to inherit it in the future with my wife. When my parents die and pass away, I don't want it now. Okay, so the thing is this. How do I feel as the owner of this place, as the son of the owner, if somebody comes and paints it? Man, I would be
Yeah,
really, really upset.
sure. Like, what else can you expect from that? I mean, it's pretty much the reaction we can actually expect after a behavior like this. Somebody
Yeah.
just breaking into the house and doing that bad thing, maybe in which somebody else have put that much effort into building it, into just
Mhm.
making it happen, and it'll be just disrespected in that way. So for sure, that'll be totally understandable.
True. So I completely agree. Now I
So
think my 15 minutes are gone. I don't know.
don't worry. If you want to just continue till 11, it's okay because
Oh,
nobody just signed up for that spot. So you go to go if you want.
okay, good. So I have a
So,
question. How can
all right.
I take a test to validate all the English classes? Is it possible?
Yeah, yeah, it's possible. You have to go to your local center, to your local, yeah, and then you have to try to explain situation to the course,
Okay.
to any course director of our major, and they will lead you to the right space, and they will explain how things actually work out when it comes to validating your subjects, and that'll be
Okay.
easier for you, I think. Yeah, because each component is made up of 10 subjects,
Yeah.
and I think you're good to go with 10, with the total of them, and for sure that'll be a great step ahead when it comes to continuing the progress itself.
Okay. Because the
So
thing
yeah,
is, I was thinking about that with my wife, and I'm turning 47 in 7 days. Man, I can't believe that. 47 years old. And if I check it out and I'm in third semester, yeah, that means I'm still 3 years and a half away from finishing. If I can validate all the English classes, that would be great. So I can
yeah,
uh, finish the degree in less time.
in less time, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
and you know
now I
what?
have a question.
10,
Have you ever done a
yeah,
graffiti?
no, you know what? I'm really good at drawing, but I've never been that disrespectful with somebody else and somebody else's properties, you know.
Oh, okay,
But
but would you do it? Let's say an abandoned wall. Would you paint? Would you paint? Would you draw on that wall?
like an abandoned spooky wall, like
Yeah.
that's really scary. Nobody comes close to that space. Like, you know what?
Okay. Like an
I
abandoned.
wouldn't even get close. I wouldn't even get close to that. Like, would you go to a cemetery and do that in an abandoned wall? Same question for
Mm,
you.
that's a good question. I would because it's an
You would.
abandoned wall.
All right.
Now we're talking about
So,
state of art. We're talking about state of art. I would do
and
something.
what would you draw? What would you draw?
What would I draw? Look,
Yeah,
with this, you'll find out who I am. When I told you that I was in Cairo, in Egypt, I went there as a missioner, and I think I told you that part, right?
sure.
Okay, so when I was in the States, as I am telling you, or I told you already, I also went to a missions training. So the thing is this: if I'm in a graveyard and there's a wall, okay. In fact, check it out. I have my memos, all the stuff I need, and my college stuff. I'm going to move the camera, okay? But I also have a
Sure.
fish on the wall. Just a moment. I'm moving the camera. Now, look at it. That those are my papers, and there's my fish. A painting they gave me, or like a picture. It's a metal, and I have all my papers there. Now, in that wall, you see, in that wall, that entire wall that is white, I would be glad if somebody paints something good. I would be glad. But if they really know what they're doing, I would be glad. But if they don't know and they just scribble, I would be really upset.
But all right. Here's from the 1 million question.
Okay.
What if they got your permission? What if they got your permission to do so, and you're hoping for that person to rock it and to make a big time picture on your wall, right?
Yeah.
And it happens that it, it's like a really disappointing picture from the things that you were expecting.
Okay.
How would be your reaction on that
Now
one?
that part. Okay. This is the thing, teacher. Okay. No, no, no. I'll be serious. This is the thing. Um, I'm graduated in marketing already. Okay. I have a
All right.
degree in marketing. And
Yeah.
I learned in my degree, in my profession, that if I'm paying something, I am the one who's paying something. I'm paying, I'm taking the money out. Let's say this is money. It's my cell phone, but I'm taking the money, I'm taking it from my pocket and giving it to you. Okay? So if I'm paying for that thing, I expect an excellent service.
All right.
You see where I'm going? So when
Yeah.
I expect an excellent service, that means I'm paying for something good. If the person doesn't do it, I would request to be done good as possible. I'll give you an example. My mom had a surgery, an eye surgery, okay, in her retina. And the thing is, the all the people that were in the same surgery in the same day, they are already looking and watching. They can see through their eyes. My mom can't see yet. It's some like if she can't see through her right eye, and she watches everything blurry, and they paid a lot of money, although it was through the social system. Yesterday, no, today is Friday. On Wednesday, we went to the doctor. Okay, to the appointment, the appointment with the doctor, and I went with her. The question is this: if she's paying like 3 millions of pesos for us for one eye, what do you expect? You expect the best, right? You expect to see. And the doctor was saying that it was the last appointment that he was going to check her. And I was going like, what? There's no way. She came in with cataracts, but now she can't see, although she doesn't have any cataracts. You see where I'm going? So she paid 3 million pesos, my father and my mom. What is the least thing they expect? They expect the best. So they expect to hear you will recover your eye, you will recover your sight. Now let's translate, let's turn it to a graffiti. If I am paying to paint this wall where I showed you the camera, if I'm painting it and I'm paying, I'm sorry, I'm paying a person to paint it, to do a graffiti, state of art graffiti, an awesome picture, and he comes out with scribbling, you think I would pay him? No way. And I would ask him to turn it white again. That's me.
But here, all right. But here comes the subjectivity part,
Okay.
because it's your autonomy who assesses, who evaluates the result and the somebody else's performance, right? I mean,
Right.
going back to the doctor thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I can judge the situation. He's really putting a lot of effort. He's doing his best to make the recovery process in your mom make it happen, right?
Yeah.
But we're just talking about nature. We're talking about things that, all right, we're doing research, we are doing medical stuff, we're doing a lot of efforts, but results are not guaranteed, like
Yes.
100%. That might be the situation going around, the one that you are describing.
Yes.
He might expect some results, but 100%, we are not sure if those are really coming up or not, right?
Okay. That's you're making a point because you're already giving in advance what might happen. But this doctor was saying everything's going to be perfect.
All right, maybe he was mistaken because of his words, because of his previous word. He was just trying to expand your expectations before just going through that procedure, right?
Uh-huh.
So let's take it to the situation in which you are paying for somebody else to make a draw on your wall.
Okay.
So maybe you don't like the final result on that wall, but what if your wife comes and says, "All right, Jaime, I think that picture is really good, and I really like it. And I really want to just stay with that on the wall." Just
Okay.
so,
If
so you
Angelica,
have again subjectivity just coming around in
okay,
both,
you
and
made a
here's
point.
that situation.
Okay, I like it because you made a point. If Angelica comes and says, I like that painting, I like it, although I don't, I will respect her. Okay, I will
But
respect her
here, here,
decision, and
here,
I will leave the painting there. Obviously, it's art. Obviously, it's art because somebody did it. You see, I would respect that part. Now, I think the camera is moving. Something is moving because I don't see myself. There you go. Now I can see myself. Um, but honestly, on the bottom, I would think, okay, I would be glad if the wall would be white again. Honestly, I don't mind if I paid that amount of money.
But,
Honestly,
but would you still pay for that person's job? Would you still pay for that?
mm,
Look,
well,
at the beginning, you weren't completely sure that you were supposed to be paying his job, and maybe you were in that position. All right, you were thinking in the back of your mind, in the back of your head, all right, I'm not gonna pay that, like like in no way. But then your wife just comes in and says, all right, I think I like and I just want to stay with that. So you might be having a different direction when it comes to doing the things, the right or the wrong thing, which is
okay.
paying.
Here is your answer. How long you've been with your girlfriend?
It's gonna be about 6 years in
6
October.
years? Come
Actually,
on. Propose marriage. You're already together for 6 years. You're living together?
practically, we yeah. I'm just keep coming
Practically. Get
forward
married, man.
because I
Okay. Now, that means, excuse me, what is her name?
Laura.
Laura. Okay. So, Laura says, I love it, dear. I love it, honey. I know that she's right next to you because you're looking to the right.
Yeah, she's coming back and forth, coming in and out of the kitchen, like here and there.
Okay. So, your future, no, not your future, because she's already your partner. So your partner says, dear, I love it. I love, and you remember the picture I had there of a fish, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So, dear, I love it. I really like it. And I don't, because I respect, I would pay. Yes. And first, because I respect the painter and my wife likes it, I would pay him. Right? Now, if my wife doesn't like it and I don't like it either, but he did his job, okay, I would pay him. Yes, because that's the right thing to do. But then I would buy some more white painting and cover that thing. Again, I would take it out and I would return to the original moment and I would do it again. Now, here's a story that I heard in the church. Check it out. Here is a child, and he comes out every day. He lives by the beach, okay? And he comes out and goes to the seashore and he builds a sand castle, okay? Okay.
sure.
And the kid uses his bucket, uses everything, and makes a beautiful castle. So then came the sea and came in and erased everything and threw everything down, threw the castle down. And the kid was laughing and he started all over again. Okay? He started to do it again. The father was observing him and the father was going and thinking, what in the world is he doing? He's wasting time. But the kid was happy. The kid was laughing. Okay? So, and he did it once and again and again and again, and he started to build a castle. The same thing happens with the wall, with the graffiti. If I don't like it, I would paint it back to white. And if I want to see another graffiti, I would do it again. Now, markets. Here we go again with marketing. My degree. A satisfied client brings and brings to me more and more clients. A satisfied client. Okay? But an unsatisfied client draws away all my clients. You see? So I paid for the graffiti and I didn't like it. And I asked the graffiti man or the guy or the girl who did it, could you fix it? And they said no, and there's nothing to do. Okay, I pay, and I would say I will never, ever, ever in the world hire you again to do another graffiti to me. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is this, why did I tell you the marketing part? Because then I would say, look, fulanito or fulanita, they're not good. Who is losing? Am I losing? I lost some money. It's true. But I will recover the money. Money comes and goes. But that person will lose their job. I don't know whether a man or a girl, they'll lose their job. And all of a sudden, if they continue doing bad things, they will be left like this, crossed arms. Excuse me, I'll stand up. They will be left like this, with their arms like that, crossed. You see what I'm saying? And they can't continue doing graffitis. So that's
So
why.
for you,
Yeah.
for you, which one would be that perfect space to do a graffiti?
I don't know, a public wall.
A public one.
Yeah, a public wall, but something
So
good.
don't you think? Don't you think? Don't you think
Yeah.
doing that in a public space would be
Yes.
disrespectful for the community?
That's why I don't do it. You see? That's why I don't do it. You see that it turns out to the respect part, that my freedom, that's why I did this. My freedom ends where your freedom starts. It's that simple. I see it that way. Now,
It's
if
that
I,
simple. It doesn't.
excuse me?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether that picture is good or not. It's just about respect, and it's pretty much the most
There
important
you,
factor we
there
have to
you go.
consider.
You see? So we both agree in that part. I wouldn't do it.
You
Now,
wouldn't, definitely.
have I bought that kind of painting? Yes. Why? Because these hands, oops, sorry. These hands are the hands of a son, of a man that uses, he's a handyman, and he works with painting, electricity, in carpentry, and he uses his hands for a lot, and he has taught me. Okay? So I might be graduating in marketing, but I'm also a technical electrician. You see where I'm going? So I know how to, and this apartment, precisely this apartment, I want, hold on a second. I want you to see my arms. This apartment all around was built by my father. He built it 20 years ago. So the thing is this, if I'm using my hands to do something, and then first, let's use both cases, comes a guy and just paints it with scribbling, they scribble in my wall, I would really, really, really upset. I would be really upset. But if the person does a state of an art painting, I would encourage him to do another one. Honestly. Honestly. In fact, I was giving a class, a homeschooling class to a kid, and the parents, they bought a house, and in the new house, they painted the walls in a graffiti, with graffiti. And it was state of art graffiti. It was really cool. So in fact, the guy that did the graffiti is a guy that goes to the church I attend, and he's well known because of his paintings. In fact, he has a web page where he shows all his works. So those are the kind of works that I would repeat them once and again and again. And this guy makes a living out of those graffitis. You see where I'm going? But if
So,
but if
so just let me know, in your house, right in your house, right into your house, which parts of your house will be acceptable for you to do a graffiti, and which one you're not. I mean, you never like consider.
okay, I would like my living room. Okay? I would like in the
Okay.
living room. I would not like, because I want to have a baby with my wife. I wouldn't like neither my our marriage bedroom or this room that's going to be the future room for our baby if we are still here. You see? I wouldn't like it. I want a relaxed place. not a place full of graffitis. You see? So
Yeah.
and if you check it out, what I'm just telling you goes to a certain the thing that I told you when I did this with my hands. Your space, your freedom starts where my freedom ends. I respect your space, you respect mine. You see? It's that simple. I wouldn't draw a graffiti in the room where I want to have a baby. I wouldn't do it. Neither in our bedroom, which is here, right behind this there's another room. So, but I would do it in the living room. I would like to do it. A nice graffiti, yeah, I would do it because it's art.
Would you pay for somebody else to do that, or would you man up and consider yourself as a capable one and go ahead?
Okay, I don't know if in this degree in the teaching English degree that we are studying, you already graduated, and I'm just in third semester, man. Okay, I don't know if they teach something that is called what was it that I wanted to tell you? Hold on, I forgot.
Anthropology.
Excuse me?
Anthropology, because we
Anthropology?
saw it, because we had a subject which is anthropology, in which we had to make a draw of our city, of our landmarks, and then we had to show off our drawing skills, and that might be just a practical space for us to to
Okay,
recover that.
okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. That is in fourth semester. I'm in third.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So the thing is this. Yeah, anthropology, I think is that one. That you do that and then you have to show it. The thing is, it's art for you. I respect it.
Hard for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I respect it. But I wouldn't like your art in my house.
All right.
You
All
see?
right.
Now, if I paid and and somebody came, instead of giving me, I'll show you something. This is for the English class that I have to do. And they, instead of doing this, they gave it to me this way. You see?
Hmm.
So they gave it in the opposite way, and I said, I don't like it. I think that way. I would pay it, but then I wouldn't continue hiring that person. I would never
Sure.
hire that person again. Who loses? Do I lose? Yeah, I lost some money, but I will recover the money. That person will lose a client, and as I told you, an unsatisfied client draws away my other potential clients. You see? It's that simple. So I wouldn't do the graffiti.
I
I think
understand.
I think somebody was hooking on to do class with you.
No, it was just the teacher who's texting me because I'm supposed to send her the next week's schedule for
Ah,
these type of spaces.
okay.
So she was texting me like, "When are you gonna send me this your schedule?" And I was, "All right, just give me 10 or 20. Don't worry." But I was supposed to have a class at 10:40, but as I told you, now a student came up, and at 11 I was supposed to have a different one, but same situation all over again. Nobody's. You know what? Nobody is. I mean, I wouldn't say nobody, but as many people as we expect, they're not just coming to these type of spaces and try to take advantage of these ones. I don't know what's actually going on with the students,
The
but
thing
they
is,
should value these type of spaces more. Because when I was starting out with my English process, I didn't have this, and I was wishing, like from the bottom of my heart, to have somebody else talk to me and like all the time. And maybe they have the chance right now, and they are not considering this.
now this is funny. Look, this is
What do you think
funny.
of this?
What do I think? Look, I'm going to
Yeah,
tell you.
what's your takeaway?
Excuse me.
What's your take? What do you think of this?
Okay, look here. This is what I think. Who loses? Because this, I don't know if it's a degree for you, like a practice for you as a teacher. That now that you're almost graduated, or for Ingrid, I don't know. And I'll think that I'll get to know that in 3 years. But the thing is this: who loses? They lose because you are going to graduate. Period. Ingrid's going to graduate or is already graduated. But the thing is, who loses? The students lose. You see? Now, what I do not like, and that happens, for example, yesterday, I received I received the yesterday or the day before yesterday, I received a mail from Ingrid that said, I was waiting for you. I waited for you at such and such time. And I answered her last night when I saw the mail, and I said, please excuse me, but a student, one of my students that from outside, uh, needed support in her conversation because she has to do the doctorate of her in her degree, and she has to do the presentation in English. So we were having the conversation, the English conversation class, and that's the reason I told Ingrid why I didn't take the class. And honestly, I didn't relate your name with you. I didn't remember. So I was thinking, who is this other person that Ingrid is recommending me? I don't want to talk with somebody else, with nobody else. I don't want. I'm that kind of person that I already know you and I know Ingrid. Period. I don't want to know. For example, I don't know who's creepy dark witch.
Yeah, yeah.
I hate that. In fact, you already know I'm Christian, and look at the and the Skype name, creepy
it's
dark witch.
it's already creepy. It's already spooky, and I don't know why she signs up like that.
Now, is she a witch? I don't know, but I don't want to find it out because the only conversation that I would have with a person that writes a name like creepy dark witch would be, I'm Christian, Jesus Christ is my Lord, and you are a witch. I don't like what you do. And that would be the conversation, you see? And we're supposed to talk about graffitis. You see where I'm
The
going?
conversation would turn into a totally different thing.
Excuse me?
The conversation would turn into a totally different thing. Not
You see,
properly the topic you were supposed to address.
you already said it. You already said it. I'm thinking exactly the same. I would say my way or my class would start, whether I know English or not, I would start asking, why in the world did you choose that name? You see? So I would guide the conversation that way. And instead of talking about graffitis. And then if I don't know if it's a man or a woman, I think it's a girl. It's a girl.
Yeah, it's a girl.
Yeah,
It's a girl.
Viviana Velasquez. So
Yeah, he's a friend of us.
okay, if Viviana is a guy or a woman, then I would say, why in the world did you choose that? Would I
But
accept a graffiti with that thing written on it? No way.
all right. But I have a reflection for you about this one.
Yeah.
Do you think you be judging that book for its cover?
No, I
Because
wouldn't.
that's only her name. But you don't know how her performance would be. She might be great. She might be a big time teacher as well.
Yeah.
And you must be taking some consideration
But
before.
that's why, okay, right. I accept it and I bow down my head because I've been judging it because I don't like that name.
It's covered. All right. That's good. Maybe
Okay,
you're
now hold on a second. Let me see. It's what time is it? It's 11:15, and let's see.
Yeah,
Creepy Dark Witch already is all packed up. I can't take classes with her. Man, I'm so sad. No, I'm being sarcastic. I'm sorry.
All right. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So yesterday you were busy, right? Because you were helping out somebody else.
Yes.
And then the teacher Ingrid wrote you down and told you, "Oh, I was waiting for you, but you didn't show up," and all those type of things. But she recommended me for you.
Why? Why do you want to ask? Why do you want to know that?
Because I have a really, I would say like a working close relationship with her, and I get to talk to her just once in a while, and we are just doing good.
She recommended you. Don't worry. She recommended you. She said you're a good guy because I didn't remember it was with you. So I'll be honest. I have to say the truth all the time. So I told Ingrid last night, I said, I don't want to talk with anybody else. I don't like it. Look, I'm going to be this. Why did I ask you if you were married or not? Look, this is the reason why. I'm 44. Right now I'm 40. I'm going to be 47. When? When am I turning 47?
In 7 days?
In
Would it be in
7 days,
7 days?
April the 20th. There you go. I expect a
All
birthday.
right.
I expect a birthday grade. Okay.
All right.
An E plus, an A plus. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So I was talking with her, and the thing is, first of all, when I was looking in the list, okay, let's go backwards a little bit. I was looking at the list and I was saying, Ingrid, let's choose this one because of the hour, okay? Victor Bedoya, you didn't have nobody assigned in that moment, so I didn't choose you. Viviana. Then I was checking on Viviana Velasquez, creepy dark witch. Oh man, give me a break. No way, Jose. Yes, I'm judging. I admit it. And then Nixa Rojas. I don't know who Nixa Rojas is, but it doesn't sound like familiar to me. So I chose Ingrid, period. Back in 1990, you told me you're 30 years old, right?
I'm 30 now. Just 30. Yeah.
30. That means that you were born in 1980?
I was born in the no in the 88.
You see, 1988. I was graduating high school in 1988. Okay, so this is the point. I do accept that back when I started in 1990, university, my college, I did a pre-grade course because I just finished my military service and everything, and I didn't start right away to study. So I was in this course in La Javeriana, and I had a classmate that was, you see what I'm doing? She was awful. Honestly, she was awful. And I didn't like that girl. I was living with my aunt and my uncle. My family, she is my aunt is my family is the sister of my mom because my parents were living in Santander. So here I am in Chapinero living there, and I'm studying in La Javeriana in the pre-course in the preuniversitario ese. And one day I crossed in the conversation telling my aunt, I don't like this girl. What happens when you don't like a person? And my
You
aunt,
reject.
exactly. I rejected that person before knowing her. So my aunt said, what is the point of talking about God's love? Look what she said. What is the point of talking about God's love if you reject people without knowing them? Oops. You see where I'm going? Oops. So I gave myself
That,
a
that,
chance.
that was a low blow.
Exactly. So I gave myself the chance of knowing this girl, and she turned out to be an excellent, excellent, excellent person. I admit it. She was one of my best friends during that semester in that college. And I liked her. I liked her a lot. I liked her humor. I liked her the way she spoke. I liked her jokes. I liked her how she talked. So I was misjudging, and I admit it. Okay, but that is the case when you get to see the person. But when you see a person writing down creepy dark witch, I don't know. I have to sign in. So I need to look at a time with her. But man, so sad. All her schedule and her agenda's busy. I can't take it. I can't take classes with Viviana.
Or but you might give it a shot. You might give it a shot and try to check her out how it goes for you.
Yeah, I would rather prefer to choose Ingrid. And let me tell you the other teacher, and Victor. I don't know who Nixa
All right.
is. You see? So it's better the known ones than the unknowns.
Yeah, it's like an old saying. Yeah. So how's it been for you so far? Because I just want to disappoint you. Maybe you were expecting English as a teacher, and because of different circumstances, you happen to be with me. So how has it been for you so far?
Good, good.
Do you
Look, I would tell you something. Mouth your words.
understand?
Yeah, no, honestly, no, honestly, because let me see, let me do one thing. I'm not disconnecting from you, but there's a girl here that I want to tell you who she is. It's on YouTube, and this girl is Russian. This is something that I tell my students. Hold on a second. Uh, her name is
Lingua Maria.
Lingua Marina. There you go, Lingua Marina.
You know what? I was actually going through one of her contents before starting with you today. I was with her.
You were
I was checking one of her videos before starting with you.
okay. So the good thing of Lingua Marina, yeah, exactly, that girl, is that she's Russian, but
She's
her
right.
English is flawless, flawless.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm kind of surprised of her English.
now she gives tips of how to make the English flawless. Why am I saying this? Because, for example, this is what happens with you, Victor, and with Ingrid, and my prayer is that it'll happen with me in the future. That when you go out, the people will say, "This guy isn't Colombian," because you have no Latin accent at all. You see where I'm going? To drop out the accent.
Yeah, yeah, but nobody has ever told me that.
Oh,
I don't remember somebody else telling me that.
okay. No, and I'm not telling it to you, but
That's kind of
it's
surprising
like
for me.
this. My Just because my cousin was blonde and blue-eyed, because my family's background is they're blonde on my mom's side, nobody rejected him as a doctor in the United States.
I
But
understand.
if his brother, who is dark skin, not white, dark skin and not blue-eyed, would be in the States, the people would reject him. Why? Because they are the American way of thinking that everybody that is not blonde is Mexican. You see where I'm going?
Yeah, I understand.
And they mistreat. That's bad. My cousin, the doctor, he doesn't speak very well English. Now he does, but when he went the first time, he didn't. So the thing turns out to this: if we are weak on one thing, we can strengthen ourselves in another. You see? So I have met a lot of people, a lot, believe me. Even you can see them in on videos in internet. There was a homeless guy that played Mozart on a piano, but he was a homeless person. You see? So how did he end up by living that way or living that way? It's because the drugs and alcohol took him there, but he was a concert man. You see? Now, the thing is, I cannot judge by the outside. There's where I'm going. I cannot judge, and I admit it, and I'm teaching myself right now. I cannot judge because it says creepy dark witch, but I try to avoid it as long as possible.
So 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 that's very funny. So I just really want to know what did you deeply, I mean, listen, what do you deeply mean or deeply meant when you brought up mouth your words?
Okay, mouth
What do you
your
really
words.
mean?
Okay, what did I what where was I going? Mouth your words.
Like from the bottom of your heart, what do you deeply mean with that?
Okay, it means that take away the Hispanic accent that is at the end of your talking, of your accent. You see, when you take it away, that's why I mentioned that girl, that Lingua Marina girl, because she's Russian, but her English is flawless.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Whoa.
she's got a little bit of an accent, but I was kind of surprised while she was talking. Just the way she made her utterances and the way she expresses herself, the way she spoke, that was really surprising for me. But we have to consider that she has immersed herself in that environment, so that might help a lot in that scenario.
Yeah. Now the thing is this: she immersed herself. What stops us from immersing ourselves in that, like in that kind of environment, although we're not living in an English speaking country? What stops us? That we do not practice. That's the thing. Because
Yeah, that's the thing.
my students, for example, they are most of the time they are son of missioners, and they speak with heavy accent in Spanish, but they speak flawless English, although they are here in
All right.
Colombia. You see where I'm going? So it
Yeah,
doesn't matter the country where we are. The thing is that we manage to work ourselves. Now, the I didn't continue the English conversation classes, neither with you nor Ingrid, because I was in a course. I was just a moment for the airplane, and it sounds really tough. I live nearby the airport, Normandia.
all right.
Okay, hold on. So I'm sorry, I lost track. Where were we? What were we
That
talking?
you had some student with a really heavy, strong Spanish accent.
Yeah. So the thing was this: this girl started to practice on her Spanish, and she wiped off the accent. You see, like, for example, this girl, this lingua marina, she was saying the Americans finish their sentences with saying, sometimes rising up the accent, and they go up like say, and they go I, and they go something like that. And that's how she started to take off her Russian accent away. So that helps us a lot. I was watching a video for the class for, I don't know which class was it that I had to. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. The class was uh, didactics. Yeah, didactics. You see, I'm in third semester. So the thing is, here comes a teacher, and this teacher, uh, the examples they gave us were examples of people, of teachers, professors that had really heavy accent in English. So I might know might have the knowledge, but also the knowledge is in my speaking. That's what I meant. So
I
that there is where I give a lot of credit to these conversations, these one-on-ones, because in these one-on-ones is where the people can really practice their English. I'm
and that's
practicing
what I was.
English right now, and you're
Yeah,
my
and that's what I
teacher.
was telling you. Yeah, I was telling you that. Although they have the chances, they're not taking advantage of those. And back in the time, back in the day, I remember we having those type of opportunities that didn't have by the time. And now that people might have it, they don't take it. And
The thing
here you
is that the saying in Spanish is nobody knows what they have until they lose it. Remember?
yeah, yeah.
The same thing
That would
applies
be
in
like
English. Nobody
and I,
knows.
everybody has responsibilities. Everyone might not be all the time here and there, you know.
There you go.
But here's what we are talking about.
So,
Maybe,
so
yeah.
far, I'm going to ask you a question. How much did I grade in my conversation class today?
I mean, from 0 to 10, you'll be graded 11.
Okay, so this is the thing. Now that I know who I'm talking with which Victor I'm talking with, I'm going to sign for the next class with you.
All right, that's really, you know what? That's really flattering. That I think, and we just to construct ourselves when it comes to English or some topics as well, and we
Hmm.
got to know each other a little bit.
Okay.
And I really appreciate your work as well, and it's been really constructive and meaningful for me also.
Okay. So I think we've already been speaking for what, 1 hour? Whoa,
Yeah, we're just reaching an hour, I think. Yeah.
man, this is good. Okay, so I'm gonna send my resume to the teachers over there in college. I'm going to tell them, look, I've been talking for a long time with my professors, with Ingrid Tatis and
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, that was his case. I told you I had a free spot at 11. Nobody took it, and then you just wanted to continue with it.
Oh yeah, I
You're
did.
just taking advantage. Yeah, that's it.
No, the
So
thing.
so
Yes.
this one will be your exercise when you reach the ninth semester. You have to be an online teacher, and you have to juggle with all of this situation
Oh.
because on the eighth semester you have to be like a presential or face-to-face teacher. You have to go to a university or institute or a school and perform your practical exercise there. But in the following semester you have to do it online. So
Wow.
here you got practical exercises which you have to show and brush up your skills that I know are already sharpened. But this is just university prerequisite, you know.
Yeah. Wow. So what would you suggest me to 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 present a test for all the English classes or not?
Yeah, I would definitely suggest you that because although those might be interesting, or those are interesting definitely, but I mean, not to be disrespectful, but you already have ingrained the most important factors and things when it comes to language, when it comes to speaking English, and you should you should reinvest your time and your effort in the things that just come ahead.
Okay.
And I'm talking precisely talking about the subjects that you have to focus yourself,
Okay.
and those wouldn't properly be the basic English subjects. So I just really suggest you that.
Okay. Can I ask you another question?
Yeah,
How is it to give class? Where did you give class? In a school or a college?
you know what? I'm not working as an English teacher. My main my main job is a different one. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a firefighter, and I'm also a student right now. I'm not working as a teacher.
Wow. You're not. Yeah, but you told me the other day. I remember that you're a firefighter.
Yeah, I'm a firefighter, and I'm not working as a teacher. I don't know where God will put me just down the line. I'm just opening up my heart and my arms, and I just want to be a working tool of God. And that's His decision, that's His sake, and I'm actually down and willing for that. But right now, yeah, I'm working as a firefighter, and I'm also pursuing that bachelor degree on teaching English as a foreign language.
Yeah.
And I'm not jumping the gun. I'm not rushing things, and just enjoy myself, the path and the whole process itself.
Okay, cool. So the next thing is get married because that's the best thing in the world, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, because if you go around and around and around, you'll turn like me, 40 something years until this thing, look, I show it to you, until this one appears. You
How,
see?
how long? How long have you been married?
1 year.
How, how, how long have you been locked down for life?
Okay, now the thing is this. Long story short, I grew up, I was born here in Colombia. I was raised in Australia. My parents went to work there. In 1980, we came back to Colombia because my father is from Santander. We went to live to Socorro. Man, it was funny living in Australia and now in Socorro, Santander. It was really weird, but
But
everybody got,
you were enjoying the best of both worlds. But you
yeah,
were there in Australia. You got to
no,
experience everything over there, and
yeah,
then you were in Socorro there, and you were doing the exact same thing.
exactly. So living in another country, now living in Socorro, Santander, the sad part of Socorro is the same thing that happens with all the towns and all the cities in our country, that we live from the past. We live from our history, and we do not live and we don't look to the future. So Socorro could be the capital, Colombia's capital, but they never were the capital of Colombia because they continued living in the past. The city where Jose A. Morales was born and where La Emancipación Comunera happened and everything, and Galan and blah, blah, blah. But I can't live of that. I cannot eat. I need industry. I need jobs. I need colleges. I need everything. But they're living from the past, you see? So it's a delayed city. It's a town that it's small. It's nice for retiring, but it's small. So here I am in Socorro and finished my high school there. And then I went to my military service in Bucaramanga and came back to Bogota. As I told you, I'm a Christian since birth. And and I know that you've heard that voice, but God told me, hey, study languages. He tapped me on the shoulder in 1990. You're 30 years old. That means you were born in 1988. When you were 3 years old, 88, 89, no, 89, 90, you were 2 years old. God tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, study languages. And I said, I don't want to. I brushed it off. So I ended up studying marketing. I graduated from marketing, but English is the one that has always given me money and income and everything and travels and everything. I worked with an airline thanks to the English, and I traveled thanks to the English. And while I was in the States and I was doing a translation, a simultaneous translation, a whispering, more exactly, a whispering simultaneous translation to the ear to somebody. It was a girl. She was beautiful, and I was single in that time. The thing is this, God again tapped me on the shoulder. Hey, you want to do this, right? It wasn't the girl because I'm not married with that girl. And I came back to Colombia in 2004. And ever since, my father told me, hey, why don't you continue studying languages? And I said, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. And I ended up studying until now. It means that I should have been graduated as a teacher, English teacher, long time ago. Like if we're in 2018, like 8 years ago. You see? But I didn't, and it wasn't my time. So the thing is, we are owners of our time, right? But we need to take advantage of it. Now, for example, I like when Ingrid told me that she was in Brazil teaching English. That is awesome. She knew Portuguese, I don't know. And she told me she learned it over there. Why haven't you left? Why don't you go, for example?
Me?
Yeah,
Why?
you. Why?
Because I consider myself as a really related family person. Family, so
Yeah, I
sometimes I'm
did
afraid.
the same. I did the same. That's
I
why I
know.
didn't move. And that's why I didn't marry until I was 45 years old.
But and you know what? I know that the power of God would be like would overlay in mine, like eventually, because as I tell you all the time, I always offer myself as a working tool for God, and I know I have to be anywhere God wants me to be, doing the things that He wants me to be, and just providing my services just the way He wants me to do so. So I really have to ingrain that message into my heart, and I really have to accept and acknowledge that.
But
And I
then,
know it'll happen eventually, sometime, yeah. But
okay, so then
all
comes
my
the
life,
next step.
I really have to base it up.
Okay, so then comes the next thing. The next thing is we guys as men need to take the first step. The girl that is walking somewhere around, I don't know if either to your left or to your right, but
Yeah,
somewhere there, which is your girlfriend. There you go. There she is. She's to your right. And
she's right in my right. Yeah, she's
exactly.
right.
So she understands English.
No, no, she doesn't get aware of what we are saying.
Okay, so if you're really confident that she's the one you want to spend the rest of your life with, just marry and go for it. Because why am I saying this? Because it took me 45 years to realize that. And if our living span is for 70 years, most likely 70, 80 years, that means I have only 35 years left. You see where I'm going? And 35 years go like this. They go fast. So you're in your 30s. You already graduated in as a teacher. You're already in ninth or 10th semester? Ninth.
Ninth semester, and this one is the last one.
Ninth semester is the last one?
I mean, for me, is my last period because I've taken all the subjects that are in the curriculum. So I think I'm actually reaching at that point.
Ah, okay. You see, so it would be your last one. So what is next? What would be next? The other day you told me that you would like to do translation.
Yeah, I
And
would like to do translation or interpretation. Both of them, I'm really into that.
now check this out. How is your shirt? Look, this is because of the job I had some days ago. How is your short-term memory?
My short-term memory is, I think, is kind of good. It's low key good. It's low
Okay,
key, yeah.
look, for example, look, check this out. I just grabbed some copies. If I say this, I want you to do interpretation. We're
I,
going to
I,
do the homework.
let me tell you, was I right when I said you are still missing 7 days to get your birthday? Was I right?
Yeah. No, I'm
So
not
what do
missing.
you think my
I'm not
what
missing.
do
It
you think
wasn't
my
right because
short term?
okay. No, no. I'm not missing because I don't have them with me yet.
All right, all right.
See? So you weren't right. I'm not missing because look, I am this kind of person. You already know I'm Christian. For me, the future doesn't exist. The future, I am the one who writes it. Because I had the chance of marrying Paula, or I had the chance to marry the girl in the United States. Her name was Melanie. Or I had the chance to marry another woman, or I had the chance to marry my wife. You see where I'm
All
going?
right.
You
Yeah.
see, we are the ones who choose, and that is called free will. I'm I know, and you'll get to know that. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. No, that's the Spanish one. Just a moment. Give me 1 second. 1 second, please. Okay. I went for this. I went for this.
So what is, or is the Bible, right?
Exactly. It's the Bible I used in the United States.
All right.
And there's a part in it that says there's a time for everything.
There's
Okay?
a time.
And
All
a
right.
time to study and a time to not study. There's a time to kill
All
and
right.
there's a time to give birth. You see? Or not to kill.
Sure.
Exactly. A time to go to war, a time not to go to war. There's a time to talk and a time to be silent. There's a time to be single and there's a time to be married. You see?
All right. All right.
So we need to take advantage of the times because, for example, what was I doing? Yeah, I was happy working in an airline. I was happy going around the world and I was happy giving classes, but I was wasting time because I didn't take advantage of this, of the degree. Now, I'm not doing it for the degree, although it's excellent. It's excellent. And now that I'm watching all those subjects like psychology and sociology and all that thing that I don't like, the good part is when Angelica showed me at the end, like the subjects that I'll get to see. You get to see some ones that are called translation, right?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a subject that you will eventually face, which is translation, but in our curriculum.
Yeah, exactly. So those are the ones that I want. You see, because I was
But
already
yeah,
working it. Excuse me?
yeah, it's really superficial. It's really not that deep as you might expect that. So that is just an overview of what translation really means and how it really works.
And the funny thing is that I work from it and I make a living out of it. They pay me money. You see? So I'm doing this degree just because of that, of the translation part, because I want it. Obviously, I want to learn the techniques and everything to become an English teacher. Yes. But also look, I have to look beyond where it can take me and the doors it can open. Because I was in Cairo in Egypt and I could have stayed there as an English teacher if I would have the degree. You see where I'm going?
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do, you are saying that you are the one who really write down
Wrote.
your path, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Your
Yeah.
but here comes the one main question.
Okay.
What do you think of God's willing? Do you think God's willing is more powerful than yours, and He will put you wherever He wants you to be at?
Yeah. Okay. Now here's your answer. Now that I'm going to talk in the religious part. Yes, it's true. God is the one who chooses the start. I'll do it this way. It's I know it's it for you. You can see it on the right. You can see this hand on the right, or
Yeah,
you
on my
or
right.
on your right. Okay.
On
So
my right.
he is the one who chooses your start, your starting, and he's the one who sets the end. He knows everything. Okay? He is the one who knows everything. But in the meantime, in this space, in this gap, I am the one who can tell him, okay, I don't want to marry Paula. I don't want to marry Melanie. Although Melanie's blonde and American, and but she doesn't have that thing that I like. You see how I'm doing with my fingers? She doesn't have. Look, I'm moving my fingers like that. It's something they do in my family, my mom's family. They say they don't have the flavor. Exactly. So, but Angelica does. My wife does. What I need, what I want, what I was looking for. So I could have chosen to marry either Paula or Melanie, or there was another girlfriend called Angela, but no, I ended up with Angelica. So that's my point. We are the ones who choose in that gap of time our destiny. We can write it down. So I can either what would my life have been, or what could it have been if I marry Paula? I don't know, but I don't want to know. What would it have been if I marry Melanie? Melanie is not Hispanic. She's American. She doesn't know our culture. She liked Spanish, but that's it. She didn't know my family. She wasn't a friend to my family, and I just met her family once. So, no point. What about Angela? Angela, the third girlfriend, or the other one. Melanie wasn't a girlfriend, she was a friend. Angela lived in Cali. I'm not talking about Las Caleñas. They are beautiful. I lived in Cali, but she wasn't a friend to my family. And I couldn't become a friend with her mom. But here is this girl. Find the last one, the one that I married to. Here, I'm pointing at my ring finger. You see there? I want to see. There you go, the ring. So, and here's Angelica. She became a friend of my mother, a friend with my sister, a friend with my brother. You see where I'm going? She talks to my father like a father. So that's the one. I had the chance of choosing out of the four, the one in my time frame. You see, in the time God has given me. Now, it's in English, it's Ecclesiastes, just a moment. And it says, just a moment, and let me find it quickly. Proverbs, here it is. And it says this. It says, there is a time for everything, a season for every activity under heaven. And I don't know, here I'm not talking about Christianity at all. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time to a time for war and time for peace. And it goes on. So the thing is to know our timing. That's my deal about the classes. That's why I want to present a test and like overcome all, not overcome, but skip all the English classes, not because of skipping them, but because of the timing, because now I'm 47. You see, in other words, I'm 17 years older. I don't know if you're going to be, you turned 30 this year already, or you're going to be 31.
30. I just turned 30 like in February,
You see?
February the 3rd. I
So,
just turned 30.
exactly. And I am going to turn 47 on April 20. So the thing is, I'm 17 years older than you. I need to move the time. I need to make it faster because I don't know how long I'm going to be living. You see where I'm going? So that's my point of taking a test for all the English classes and finishing this degree as soon as possible. You see? That's the reason why I need to take advantage with my wife and get us a kid quickly. If we can't have a child, adopt a child and let's raise a child as our son. You see? But to take advantage of the time, because time flies away. For example, now I hang on you and I have to continue working here. I have to finish
Yeah.
a task I have for didactics, and I have to do another thing, also prepare a class for this afternoon.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so I'm going to also seek the information to validate all the English classes, if possible. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. You might have the chance. I mean, if you, as I told you, if you man up and go for it, you will definitely get it. You will be ending up saving up to 10 subjects of this curriculum, which be really awesome for you, I think.
Wow.
And that's pretty much like 2 semesters
Yeah.
or at least 1.5. And that really helped a lot. So I would really encourage you to go for it and to go ahead because you will
Okay.
definitely go over that like successfully, like no doubt.
Okay. We'll do then. Think that
And,
that's
and,
it for
and
today, and I'm going to look for you again and for Ingrid
all
to
right,
sign up for
thanks
more
for giving me the
classes.
shot. Thanks for giving me the chance. And you know what? I really appreciate your teaching as well. Because thanks for showing me the words of God. Thanks for letting me know some important things in life, and that really constructs me and really really leads me to the path where I'm supposed to be and which I'm supposed to take. Thanks one more time, your effort, your words, your wise words, and thanks for also sharing me some of that.
Okay. It's an honor for me also. Thank you very much for the class.
All right, sure.
Okay.
All right,
Bye.
have a good one.
Have a
Bye.
nice day too. Bye.
Have a nice day.